Hello everyone, welcome to this video. So in this video, we're going to talk about the other steps of uh, starting your business. So in this video, we're going to discuss about step 7, which is make the deal clear with co-founders. Co-founders are the shareholders, the people who invest money in your company or business. If you start your company with co-founders, you should agree early on about the details of your business relationship. So before starting the company with your co-founders, you got to talk about the business relationship in detail with them. Not doing so can potentially cause significant legal problems down the road. So if you don't discuss the details of the business with your co-founders, you're going to face uh, important legal problems in the future. A good example of this is the infamous Zuckerberg Vanklovis Facebook litigation. So these three companies had co-founders issues uh, after they were established. In a way, think of the founder agreement as a form of prenuptial agreement. Here are the key deal terms your written founder agreement needs to address. And whenever you write a founder agreement, so it should be consisted of these uh, uh, issues, written issues. First, how is the uh, equity split among the founders? So when you make profit in that business, so how do you want to split that profit with your co-founders? Is the percentage of ownership subject to vesting based on continued participation in the business? So uh, how much percentages should the co-founders possess? Uh, the next one is, what are the roles and responsibilities of the founders? If there are few founders in the company, so their roles and responsibilities uh, should be written and uh, should be defined. If one founder leaves, does the company or the other founder have the right to buy back that founder's shares at what price? Then, how much time commitment to the business is expected of each founder? The next point, what salaries, if any, are the founders entitled to? How can that be changed? The next point is, how are key decisions and day-to-day decisions of the business to be made? By majority vote, unanimous vote, or are certain decisions solely in hands of the CEO? The next one is, under what circumstances can a founder be removed as an employee of the business? Usually this would be a board decision. What assets or cash does each founder contribute or invest into the business? How will a sale of the business be decided? What happens if one founder isn't living up to expectations under the founder agreement? How will it be resolved? What is the overall goal and vision for the business? If one founder wants to leave the business, does the company have the right to buy back his or her shares at what price? So those points should be considered in written agreement with the co-founders. So when you include these points to the written agreement with co-founders, you won't face any litigate uh, issues with your co-founders in the future. So step 8 of starting your business is obtain a tax ID. In most instances, you will need to get a tax ID from the IRS for your company. So IRS is responsible for giving tax ID to the startup jobs. This is also known as an employer identification number. Tax ID is also called employer identification number, and it's similar to a social security number. But for businesses, banks will ask for your EIN when you open a company bank account. You can get an EIN online through the IRS website. In some states, a state tax ID may be necessary as well. For example, California, New York, and Texas require a state ID which can be obtained online. So this these contents was about the states of USA tax ID regulation. So each and every country has its own specific tax regulations. So you need to obtain that tax ID from the government in order to have a prosperous business. Step 9, set up a good accounting and bookkeeping system. So in each company, a good accounting and bookkeeping system is very vital and is playing a integral role into the company's finance. You'll need to set up a bookkeeping accounting system to keep track of your finances, income, expenses, capital expenditures, EBITDA, profit and loss, etc. This is important in order to understand your business's cash flow situation and also for tax filing purposes. So when you have good accounting and bookkeeping systems, it will help filing your tax, and also you will have the track of cash flow of your business. There are a number of online software solutions that can be helpful in this regard, such as QuickBooks, Zoho, FreshBooks, and Xero. These are very good programs for accounting and bookkeeping. So, step number 10, perform a comprehensive reference check before you hire an employee. So, it is very important. Before you hire an employee, you should search and about that employee's background and the past. Many employers conduct a limited and incomplete reference check when interviewing job candidates, which can result in hiring people who are unable to perform their required duties or who don't work well with others. A comprehensive reference check includes, so when you hire employees for your company, you should consider these points very seriously. The first point is verification of job titles and dates of employment. So you should check the dates and the validation and verification of their job titles. Verification of educational degrees and dates of attendance at school. So this point is also important. Verification of starting and ending salary. Verification of prior job role and responsibility. Inquiry as to why the applicant left the prior employer. So you should know the reason. Conversations with prior supervisor as to the applicant's strengths and weaknesses. Inquiry as to the applicant's ability to get along with well with other employees and customers. It's an important part. Inquiry as to the applicant's ability to take on new role. Inquiry as to punctuality or absenteeism issues. Reference checks with other people not listed by the applicant as a reference. So the purpose of these checks is to make sure that the applicant will fit into the company's culture and to ensure that they have been truthful and accurate in their resume and employment application. However, the process is carefully regulated by the federal government through the Fair Credit Reporting Act and the laws of many states. Failure to follow the highly technical process can lead to class action lawsuits. Consider consulting legal counsel, and for general information, see this website. It is also useful to require all prospective employees to complete an employment application. So, thank you for your attention and watching. Stay tuned for the next videos of steps start working for your business.